A homeless veteran was on trial until the judge heard his name and stood up in silence. The U.S. Army veteran, identified only as John, appeared before Judge Juan Merchant in New York for allegedly stealing food from a grocery store. He had been living out of his car and was going through a divorce and child custody battle at the time. The veteran was charged with third-degree robbery, which could have landed him in jail for up to 3 years. But when the judge read his full name, Jose Pagan, he stood up in court, which made everyone silent. What did the judge see that made him stand up? Keep watching to find out more. Jose Pagan, a Gulf War veteran, had been living out of his car since 2017 after he was evicted by his wife. At the time, he was also facing a child custody battle with her. Things were not going well for Jose, so he became increasingly desperate. He had worked at a moving company as a driver, but he lost that job because he didn't have a home address. Without a fixed address, he couldn't get a new job. So he started sleeping in his car and going days without food. This led to him stealing food from the grocery store. On August 8, 2019, Jose went to an upscale grocery store in Manhattan and took some chicken breasts and salmon, worth about $564, without paying for them. Store employees confronted him as he tried to leave the store without paying for the items. But Jose insisted that he had paid for them. According to reports, Jose had taken the food from the store shelves and put them into his jacket before trying to leave without paying at the service counter. When he refused to return the items, the store employees called the police and he was arrested. At his trial, Jose pleaded not guilty to the charge of third-degree robbery. His lawyer argued that it was a case of shoplifting, not robbery, because there was no force or threat involved. However, the prosecutor said the veteran had acted with force. When he pushed past a worker who tried to stop him from leaving the store, the judge overseeing the case agreed with the prosecutor, saying he used force against that employee by pushing him, and that is why it is robbery. If found guilty of the charge, Jose faced a maximum penalty of 3 years in prison. Throughout the trial, Jose sat silently with his head down until one day the judge said his name. Jose looked up and answered, "Here, Your Honor," according to the New York Post. Then the judge stunned everyone. As the trial continued, the judge called both parties to the bench to discuss an issue in private. When they returned, Jose suddenly stood up. No one said a word. The entire courtroom was silent as all eyes were on Jose. In fact, the only sound in the room was the whirring of the air conditioning unit. The judge stared at Jose for a few seconds before breaking the silence. He said, "Mr. Pagan, I want to tell you that you are a veteran. How do you plead?" Jose replied, "Not guilty, Your Honor." Afterward, the judge told him, "I'm going to find you guilty." Everyone was shocked. They wondered what had happened. Was it because he was a veteran? Well, not exactly. No. You see, after Jose stood up in court, the judge checked his computer and saw that he was indeed a veteran. As it turned out, the judge had served with Jose in the Army. That's why he stood up in court. The judge was troubled by the fact that Jose had been homeless for 2 years and was still going through his divorce. He had served with Jose in the Gulf War, and seeing him in such a state was heartbreaking. When he looked up and saw the judge staring at him, he thought he was in trouble. To his surprise, the judge let him off the hook. The judge said, "I can't send you to jail. I've served with you. Do you think I'm going to send you to jail?" He then explained that though Jose had violated the law, he wasn't a bad person. He just made a mistake. Instead of sending him to jail, the judge gave him a conditional discharge. But this didn't mean that Jose got away with no punishment. The judge mandated that he complete an anger management course and spend 6 months in a veterans treatment program. Afterward, the charges against him would be dropped. So even though Jose wasn't sent to jail, he still had to face the consequences of his actions. As for the stolen goods, Jose was ordered to pay $564 in restitution to the grocery store. And finally, the judge asked the veteran, "Do you understand what I just said?" Jose replied, "Yes, Your Honor," with tears in his eyes. However, not everyone was happy with the judge's decision. Many people felt that he had shown partiality towards Jose because he was a veteran. After all, if the judge could let Jose off the hook, he could have done the same for anyone else. But perhaps the judge knew something we don't. Maybe Jose was truly going through a hard time and just needed some help to get back on his feet.
One thing's for sure.
Jose's story touched many people's hearts. After the hearing, several onlookers approached him and offered him money, food, and even jobs. else some even gave him their business cards and told him to contact them if he needed anything. Jose declined most of the offers, but he accepted some food and money because he had nowhere to go and had eaten in days. Said, I was starving. I couldn't take it anymore. I had nothing to eat. I had a couple of bucks in my pocket, and that was it. Touched by Jose's story, a local soup kitchen founder offered him a place to stay for a few weeks. An animal charity also chipped in and gave him $5,000 for his legal fees. Later, Jose spoke to reporters outside the courthouse. He said he never expected the judge to recognize him as a fellow veteran, and even less that it would change his sentence. He added that he had stolen food because he was desperate and had no other choice. Jose said, I was hungry. I had no choice. I had no money. I was homeless. My car was my home. The veteran also admitted that he had pushed the store employee when he tried to stop him from leaving. He said, I pushed him because I was trying to get away. I was scared. I thought I was going to go to jail. Jose's lawyer, David McHugh, said his client had turned to shoplifting because he was overwhelmed by his personal problems. Said he was desperate. He was trying to get out of his situation. It was a very unfortunate incident. McHugh added that Jose was ashamed of his actions and was trying to move forward with his life. He said he's doing better now, has a roof over his head, food in his belly, and he's talking to a psychologist. Jose also thanked the judge for giving him a second chance. He said, I thank the judge from the bottom of my heart. I hope to make something of myself again. Well, we hope so too, Jose. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. It's amazing to see how a simple act of kindness can change someone's life. The judge could have easily sent Jose to jail, but he saw beyond his crime and recognized a fellow veteran in need of help. His decision may have been controversial, but it was undoubtedly compassionate. It's not often that we see people in positions of power show such empathy and understanding. We should all strive to be more like the judge and offer a helping hand to those who are struggling. Who knows, it could make all the difference in someone's life. So what do you think? Was the judge right to let Jose off the hook? Or do you think he should have faced the consequences of his actions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to bringing you more great content in the future.